Welcome to the lecture on writing an hello world program using PHP. So before we write the program, I want to run through with some of the basics of PHP. So let's look at what an hello world program consists of. The PHP code that you write, make sure it is with a file name with extension of .php. Then only the PHP code will be executed. If you write phpx or .ph or .p or something else, it will not be executed. Make sure your file name extension is .php, which is considered as a PHP code. The second is how do you write a PHP code is basically between these two tags. These two tags are called as opening tag and a closing tag. If you know XML, then you have an opening tag and a closing tag. It's something similar to that concept, wherein your PHP code, whatever you write, has to have a starting point and an ending point, and they are called as opening tag and a closing tag. And how the opening tag will look like, it is less than symbol, question mark, the word PHP, then you have all your PHP code, then you end with question mark and greater than symbol. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do all these things, but this is basically the basics that you need to know before you write the code. The opening tag, which is less than question mark PHP, actually tells the server to start interpreting the PHP code. We know PHP is an interpreter, right? So when you write this code, this opening tag, it's actually PHP will start decoding the code and understanding whatever you have written inside the PHP. Similarly, the closing tag, question mark and greater than, server will stop interpreting the code. So whatever is the code available before and after this, means before the opening tag and after the closing tag, is not considered as PHP code. It is displayed as it is that you wrote into that code. All the PHP code should be inside this code. That's a basic general rule. Remember this, whatever you're writing outside this code will not be executed. It is displayed as it is. The source code itself is displayed onto the web browser because you are not writing inside this opening and the closing tag. Any PHP code written outside the block will be displayed as it is on the browser. We discussed this. Every statement should end with a semicolon. If you are from a Java background or a C background, you know everything should end with a semicolon. This basically indicated to the interpreter to say the code, the statement has been completed. So now I am writing to the next statement. And there are two methods, two functions, echo or print is basically a function which is used to print data on the browser. We're going to look into all these things, but take this as a guideline for you. So whenever you're writing an program, make sure you follow this and understand what is the prerequisite that you should know before writing the program. So let's look at a simple PHP code. We're going to still write this and then we're going to execute this, but before that I want to show you something. So everything you write PHP code should be inside this block, opening tag and the closing tag. And how do you display the text? You use a method called echo or print, and there's a semicolon here to indicate this is the end of the line, end of the statement. Similarly with print, you have used echo, now you can use print as well. We're going to look into all these things again, and there are various variations in how you print a text with echo. Opening tag, closing tag, and you can write echo on the same line. There's another short notation for it wherein you can use less than question mark equal to, and this less than question mark equal to is a short notation for less than question mark PHP echo. So instead of writing all this line, you can use this short notation. Okay, so remember this basic language syntax which will help you to write the PHP code. So next is the semicolon. It's kind of tricky. You need to remember that you can skip the semicolon for the last statement. So if you're writing a semicolon here, it's fine. If it's a last statement, means before closing tag, if it's a last statement, then you don't need to mention a semicolon. So we'll look into all these examples. So let's start and write one simple hello world program.